Hello, my name is Brissa, and today I'll be presenting my Pet Search Accessible Web Application for Mastery Assessment 2. So, Pet Search is an adoption website that helps users browse and discover pets available from shelters and rescue organizations. The application was designed to be responsive, meaning it adapts to desktop, tablet, and mobile screen sizes while maintaining consistency across devices. My design was guided by 4 core WCAG 2.1 principles. First being the perceivable, meaning users can easily see and understand the content through high color contrast, readability, for typography, and strong visual hierarchy. Second is operable, where keyboard-friendly navigation, but easy to find buttons and consistent layouts make interacting with the site simple. The third being understandable, which focuses on predictability, on navigation, clear headings, and intuitive organization so users also know where they are. And for the final is robust, and that's just ensuring that the design works well with the assistive technologies and follows proper implementation practices so it remains accessible across different devices and browsers. I did choose a bento-inspired layout because it naturally separates information into organized sections that are easy to scan. I did choose rounded corners, creating a welcoming and approachable feel for the consumer. And we just want to fit the friendly nature of someone who's wanting to look at a pet adoption platform. I did choose to use high contrast colors and large headings to improve readability while making important information stand out. The CTA buttons are easy to read typography, and it helps users quickly understand where to click and what actions to take. Overall, I just wanted the interface to feel modern, playful, and still professional without overwhelming the user. And to validate my design, I tested it using the Stark Accessibility plugin in Figma. For the first test, I checked the orange text that's on the blue footer using the Stark plugin. The contrast was 3:59:1, which failed WCAG AA for normal text but passed for large text. Based on the result, I did adjust the design to improve readability and accessibility with the color change from the suggestion box. Okay, and for my second test, when I initially tested it, it did have a 5:59:1 ratio, which already passed the AA standards, but I wanted to make it even better, so I did use one of Stark's suggested colors. After that change, the contrast ratio went up to 7:61:1, which meets AAA standards and makes the button even easier to read. The next test, I tested the View Profile button, and it did pass. Another test that we did on the footer was seeing the contrast between the social media icons, and we did pass that as well. For the final test, I just used the typography tool from the Stark plugin, and the text was set to 11 points, so that was really hard to read. And to improve that, we increased the font size to 12, making the content clearer and more comfortable for users to read. So throughout the accessibility testing process, I did use Figma's Stark plugin to check color, contrast, and typography across the designs, the desktop, tablet, and mobile designs. The test did show that while many parts of my design did meet accessibility standards, some of my original design choices needed to be adjusted. For example, a lot of the buttons needed to be in the color contrast needed to be improved. Some of my text was too small for legibility, so we did increase the size, making it easier for people to read. And making these updates helped create a more accessible and consistent experience across all 3 layouts. And overall, this project just showed me that accessibility is an important part of the design process. And by making small changes to my colors, text, and layout, I was able to create a pet search application that is both visually appealing and easier for everyone to use.